difficult balance, I think, when you're a college basketball player, is this week of exams, and also balancing a long week of practice as you head into this weekend's game against Notre Dame. So we've taken it pretty slow. Heavy testing days later in the week for us, so we practiced relatively very hard here early, and as we ease into the weekend, we have to be prepared to sort of balance a little bit of rest here. Obviously Saturday's game is coming quick, but we also have a very quick turnaround into the following week with Monday as well. So we have to be smart here at the back end of the week, and then obviously excited to play Notre Dame on Saturday.
Pete, first question.
Archie, I guess maybe talk a little bit. This is your first opportunity with the Crossroads Classic, this kind of event. What are your thoughts on it?
It's an opportunity for our team to play in a great venue in Indianapolis, where clearly our brand is very strong, and you're playing against a Notre Dame team that's has the potential of being a team that could really have a special season, coming off a couple of years here where they've been really deep into the tournament and have some great experience. So you're playing against a great team, great venue. Clearly, being in Indianapolis is going to be a good feeling for us, and should be another nationally televised game for the world to see.
Coach, Notre Dame's had a real nice run of consistently good teams. What has Mike Bray done to kind of make that happen?
Well, I think they have a great philosophy on how they want to play, and I think they do an unbelievable job recruiting to their style. And I think within recruiting to their style, they get great fit, and they develop their guys, and they get older. And I think you're seeing an amazing, as consistent of a basketball program that there's been in the nation. A little bit probably under the radar as their success that they've been able to have in switching the leagues. Even moving into the ACC, where it hasn't been easy for every team that's done that. So I'd really give their staff credit. Coach Bray's obviously a great coach. Notre Dame's got a great brand. They do a fabulous job of recruiting to their system and style, and they get great carryover from year to year with that continuity. And I think that's probably the one thing you marvel at is the continuity in chemistry that they've been able to establish, just within their program with their players.
Stu.
Coach, with Bonzie Colson specifically, what makes him so challenged to go up against?
Well, he's a very unique player, and that he's got tremendous IQ. He's a very, very intelligent player. He knows how to get to the foul line. He knows where to pick his spots. He's become really skilled over the course of his career, not only being able to be a mismatch guy down low on smaller guys, but also a mismatch guy on the perimeter, being able to shoot it and drive it. But again, I think he really fits how Coach Bray wants to play. He's positionless, and he's in a free-flowing motion offense where you really have to be concerned that he can beat you from a lot of different areas. Tremendous rebounder as well. So clearly he's off to a great start. He's going to be one of a few guys that will be mentioned for Player of the Year type of candidate, type of a guy. So he's definitely a difficult matchup.
Obviously, Notre Dame's got plenty of wins and had a good stretch in Maui, but there are two losses, Michigan State and Ball State. Did you see anything in watching film maybe that shows you ways you can attack them? Or?
Well, I mean, I think the Michigan State game is a game that's hard for anyone in America to go in there and play them. I don't necessarily think that's a good one to take a look at and say you can duplicate just because of the road venue, the team that they played against, the hype around the game. It was a big one. The Ball State game really. Ball State did a really nice job on both ends of the floor, but I thought they out-hustled them a little bit just in terms of 50-50 rebounds. There were some loose balls that they ended up getting that Notre Dame hadn't given up, and I'm sure that it's probably one of the big reasons why they were able to bounce back pretty big on the road at Delaware. But they're a team that is very, very hard to play against, and they've got great experience, great chemistry and continuity with their rotation. And I think you're playing against a team that has a toughness about them and knows how to win.
Just being a full month in the regular season at this point, I guess, where have you seen some of the most growth? I guess through the first 10 games, and I guess what's atop that checklist for what needs to improve over the next month or so?
Well, we're playing harder. what we're doing a lot more than we did, a month ago. There's not as much, I hope this is going to go well for us tonight, or as much I'm hoping that we play well. There's a lot more confidence in how we do things and what we do, and we're being able to establish, I think, our style for longer stretches. And we're able to play harder for longer stretches. We're better at some of the things that we really struggled with, but at the same time, we still have a lot of room to grow. We can really continue to develop our half-court defense. It's something that I think it's going to be something that we, week by week, have to challenge ourselves to continue to get better. The better we are on the defensive side of the ball, the easier it becomes for us. I think offensively, we're still trying to find that chemistry where we have a lot of different guys, playing at their best. It just seems like we haven't had a lot of chemistry and continuity offensively, where we've had, 4 and 5 guys clicking on all cylinders. We've had a couple here and there, and then we've had some guys that haven't played well, and then certain guys that weren't playing well aren't. So we're trying to find that balance of chemistry, continuity, consistent offense, and then defensively, just week by week, just trying to not sort of hammer that rock every day and become a team that's better at half-court defense, and it becomes a team that hopefully in time is hard to play against.
Any other questions?
I'll ask one if you haven't been asked. You've mentioned Zach McRoberts, a guy who's, I think the term you used was kind of climbing the ladder, even when he wasn't playing early in the season, but you've trusted him with big minutes in a couple games here recently, including Louisville. Just, what has maybe led to him being able to earn that type of trust?
Well, I think, when you're playing early in the season, kind of like we alluded to, what are we getting better at? I think we're learning how to play harder. We're learning how to be more competitive out there, more physical. And Zach is a guy that brings all those attributes to the table. It's something that you can, as a coach, say, I can count on him doing this. And part of what it is has nothing to do with scoring points. It has everything to do with accountability, playing extremely hard, playing to win, being where you're supposed to be. He's one of those guys that, if you just watch our team here a little bit lately, he's given us a lot of winning plays. And as you study your group, as you study your team every day in practice, you have to give those guys, reward those guys who give it to you every single day, the opportunity to get in there in the game. And I think he's earned that right. And even if you watched our game against Louisville, we've watched the film probably 3 or 4 times. Zach did a tremendous job in the game. He competed against Dangadell for his amount of time out there. He gave us offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, some loose ball plays, and he helped us in that game, compete to win. And I think that he'll continue to do that for our team, because I think he's established himself right now as a guy we can count on for great effort.
Andy?
The guy that you can get on for great effort. We've all seen what Jawan has done on the floor. Off the floor, is he progressing in terms of being able to lead beyond just leading by example? I
think so. I think Jawan's done a nice job since we first got here of being everyday approach, being a guy that communicates, is a guy that brings in a vibe of working hard all the time. What he does in the games right now, I've said this in the past, I think you can pretty much count on his practices looking the same. So I think he is leading by example, but he's doing it every day. And I think everybody gets a little bit more confident with their voice, but I definitely think in the game, as important as anything that he does is communication in huddles, his communication on the floor. Because I think guys are looking to him right now as an established guy that's getting the job done, and need him to talk more, and encouraged him after the Louisville game. Thought he played well against Louisville, picked up a couple tough fouls early in the game, which, if he doesn't do that, he probably has even more stats to provide, but more so than anything, being able to communicate, anchor our team a little bit when things aren't going well.
I think Colin's been right around 20 minutes the last couple of weeks. What do you balance when you kind of let his minutes go on? What goes in picking his spots and then kind of deciding when he's in?
Feel. I think more than anything, foul trouble obviously plays a part in things, but Colin is a guy that is important to what we're doing. He's sort of a quarterback who's not really a point guard, but he's sort of a quarterback for our team. He's emotional. He communicates. And when he's out there, generally, you're going to see a guy that's playing really hard, and he's given us, everything he has. So, I mean, his minute distribution is something that has to go with feel, has to go with rotation, and clearly who he's in with at times. But he'll continue to play, a big role for our team.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.